What's going on, my friends? I want to show you guys the 5 or 6 builds in NBA 2K25 that I wish I made. I've either come across these builds in ProAm and I thought I would love to use that build, come across these builds in Park or Ante Up and I would love to make the build, or I just got in the builder and was just kind of building something and came up with something pretty cool. So let me know what you think about these builds in the comments below. Which one of these is really good? Which one of these is really bad? I'm always interested to hear your guys' feedback on my videos. You guys have been showing a ton of love and support recently. We just hit 3,000 subs last week and we're approaching 3,100 subs already. So we're going to keep grinding this game until the wheels fall off. I am going to take a little bit of a break in like August, just so that we can be all systems go when 2K26 comes out. I'm going to do my best to get as much content as I possibly can out to you guys when that game comes out in September, but I'm probably going to stream a lot more than post videos early on, just because got to get used to the game. I'm probably not going to make 5 builds off the rip, so sub up if you want to get notified when I go live. Leave a like on this video and let's just get straight to it. Now, I played a lot of Pro-Am this year, and the height for point guards this year was 6'4". Last year it was 6'6". Anyone that was good at point guard in Pro-Am last year was 6'6". Very rarely did you come across small guards. Not that it wasn't possible or, you know, it didn't happen, but 6'6" was more popular than 6'2" or 4. This year 6'4" was an overwhelming, favorite for point guard. Very similar to this build. This fits my play style for point guard in Pro-Am. 99 midi, 99 3 after cat breakers, and then a 95 ball handle to get you Steve Francis. I wasn't much of a dunker, and to be quite honest with you, dunking in this game is pretty buns, especially for shorter builds. I definitely think you can dunk, at an efficient rate at 6'2" or 6'4", but you need like a 93 dunk. So wasn't able to, get the hang of dunking this year. So really try to master my shot, really try to master my animations when it came to my jump shot. What dribble moves felt good going into a shot, which ones didn't. Could I fade this way, maybe fade that way? And in order to do that at a high level, I needed 99 midi, 99 3. Can you get away with having less midi in 3, or excuse me, less midi in Pro-Am? Definitely, but I need all the help that I can get in this game with the RNG and my lack of skill. I needed a lot of help. I'm playing against guys that played in the 2K League, have won championships in the 2K League, MVPs in the 2K League. Brother, I needed as much help as I could get. You feel me? So 99 midi, 99 3, 6'4". You really could not get contested very well on a 6'4". Obviously, you can get contested, but a lot of these shots that you're going to take at the 6'4" height, you think are going to be contested, and they just aren't at all. So this is definitely the #1 build on my list that I really wish I made. With as much Pro-Am I was playing this year, I can't believe I didn't come around to this build. So hopefully next year when 2K26 comes out, I'm going to really get in the lab and probably get in the lab with you guys on stream and try to figure out just the best Pro-Am build I could use early on. And I think it'd be a lot of fun if you guys helped me out. So that's why you got to sub up and help me out when the new game comes out. The second build I want to show, I am going to do this in order of which build I really wish I made, all the way down to, I could probably wait on this build. But the second one, I had a 6'6" build with 99 midi that I ran at point guard in the beginning of the year, and it was a lot of fun to use. This was early on in 2K when, the contest system never really changed, but I feel like early on it was buns. Like, it was bad. So I made a 6'6" point guard build. It looked kind of similar to this. I didn't have a ton of speed and agility. I just had an 82 pass here, 85 perimeter, and then like a 94 3. So you can imagine that my speed and agility was way lower, but at point guard, I wasn't really doing anything. I was in the corner, but it was a lot of fun because we were just switching stuff. So our lock was 6'6". I'm not a lock by any means, but if I got stuck on the point guard, I just stayed on him. You guys can check out the channel and see where I was, where I was at early on in Pro-Am. You guys seem to really love that content. So I really wish I remade a 6'6". So it would look something like this. This would be the shooting guard version of it. So I'd have a 99 midi, a 93 3 right here, and then a 95 speed here. And then after that, we'd probably start working on the perimeter. But this was an unbelievable build. Like I said earlier, with the contest system, 6'6" kind of gave you the best of both worlds between a 6'4" and a 6'8". There was a ton of opportunities to be a 6'4" shooting guard this year, which I'm going to show here in a second. But if you weren't someone that really could dribble very well, then the 6'6" would be, you know, the build for you, because you're still going to get your legend badges right here with a 99, 93 3, so you can pull up from limitless. And then with this build, you know, you don't have any pass ac, so you're able to get a 92, 91 perimeter on a 6'6", which is very good, and a 95 speed. So this build was just crazy. On the fly, if I was making this build for Pro-Am, it would look a lot different, especially if I was going to do it. If it was a shooting guard, excuse me, this would be it. I mean, this is the shooting guard that we used in Pro-Am. This and a 6'8" for the most part, but kind of gave you the best of both worlds between a 6'4" and a 6'8". 86 speed with ball. You were quick, still not as quick as a 6'4", but not much slower. 91 speed with ball to 86. 81 ball handle is enough. You're more of a like difficult shot taker and maker with a 6'6". If you want to get in your bag, definitely go 6'4", but if you just want to shoot over people and kind of get bailed out a lot of the time because you can't dribble, this is the build for you. That's why I liked it so much. You could just pull up and shoot and you're wide open at 6'6". So definitely wish I made this build. Definitely a lot of fun to use. Now the next one is going to be a little, I'll save that one for next, but I have a speed demon build I've posted before. 98 speed, 99 agility. If I could remake that build, it would look something like this. You'd put, let me think about this for a second. You'd go 5 on 3 for sure, 2 on speed with ball, so that's 7 total, so you get 91 here and 99. I would keep everything here the same, and then I would try to get my speed up a lot, and then after that see where my midi can get up to. So on this build, I can probably use 5 here, 2 here, 5 there, so that's 12. Put an extra 3 here for a 97 midi. So 97 midi, 99 3, 91 speed with ball, and a 98 speed. This build would be unbelievable in 2s. Still has the same speed as these glitchy L2 cheesers in 2K25. That's something that they need to get rid of when it comes to 2K26, but we can talk about that in another video another time. But this is just a build that you would run off a screen and pretty much fade midis. Not really much to it, to be honest with you. Definitely doesn't take a lot of skill, but for someone like me who doesn't have a lot of skill, you know, I need to get bailed out as much as possible. So this build was definitely cheese. It's definitely up there, especially in the latter half of the year, like from April to this point now. You know, I really wish I had a better 2s build that was very, very enjoyable to use. 6'2", definitely short, so you're going to come across the builds that, you know, have 2 6'7" builds and they switch everything, and it's just kind of tough to go against. But no, that's going to happen. Ante up is a crazy place. The 2s is a crazy place. So definitely on my list of builds I wish that I made. Now we're going to get into kind of the fun. I'll show the next sweaty one, I guess. So if you weren't going to make a 6'6" shooting guard like the one I showed a few minutes ago, you know, the 6'4" was deadly. 99 3, 5 cap breakers, 5 cap breakers here for 95 ball handle, 5 cap breakers here for 99 speed. So, you know, you're going to get in your bag. 85 midi was definitely like the most important attribute to have on a guard, because, you know, it was a pure green window in the midi. And if you know what you're doing in the midi, all you really need is an 85, especially if it's not something that you're going to be using a ton. 85 was perfect because it wasn't very expensive, and it, like I said, it was the pure green window. So that's all you really need on a shooting guard. Obviously the ability to dunk, 40 standing dunk, all you need if you know how to do the standing dunk cheese, meaning if you know how to get into good position off of a cut and get underneath the rim, you're gonna go right up as if you have rise up on freaking legend. But good enough finishing here. 99 3, unbelievable. 6'4", having this defense 82 91 with a 99 speed is definitely very, very good. Not a huge difference between on ball menace and pick dodger silver and bronze, so you know, we can spare the extra points there and try to get our speed with ball up to a 91. Able to get our ball handle to a 90, so we can use 5 cap breakers to get Steve Francis. And then obviously a 99 speed. You can probably even get more. Oh, you can't. Never mind. 88 agility is more than enough. I think that's the best number. I'll probably do like the perfect sweet spot video at some point, but Really good stuff. Really good stuff with this build. Now, two builds I wish I made this year just for, you know, the funsies onesies. I wish I made a 5.9. I mean, not because I think it's that great, but just because, I mean, look at it. Like, it's just crazy. I don't think it would, I don't think this build would be very good, but I definitely think it'd be a lot of fun to play with in Pro-Am just because I might be able to guard the ball, maybe? I don't know. Realistically, I don't think this build would be great against really good comp, but I definitely wish I could try it. In my opinion, I would have gone 99 right here. One cat breaker here for 95, and then 4 here for 94. And then as we get more cat breakers, if I really grinded this game, we would just keep putting it on ball handle. So we probably have a 96 ball handle at the end of the season or last season. 92 perimeter, you best believe we need it at 5.9. If I could get challenger on legend on this build, I would, but I didn't. 96 steal. This build would have been a lot of fun for me in like random rec, I think, just because at 5.9, I'm sure everyone would try to steal it from me, or try to block me, I guess. Not steal, they try to block me, and you know, I would get people to jump on shot fakes all the time. This build would have been a lot of fun to try. My first Pro-Am build that I made this year, I had a build that was 6'2 with 99.3, 85 midi, but I had a 94 steal. Now it has a 96 steal, but that build is so much fun to use in random rec. It's like perfect. My perimeter is only a 74, but I have like 84 strength, so I have a movable enforcer on bronze, so it doesn't feel that bad of a defense. But this reminds me of that build just because of the high steal and high perimeter, the defensive ability. I'm sure a 5.9, the 92 perimeter is not going to do much for me, but I bet I could get through screens pretty well with the gold at least. So I really wish I tried this build out. Like I said, I don't think it would have been great, but you know, I do like to have fun on this game every once in a while when I'm not sweating my absolute soul off. So yeah, I wish I really tried that. The next one was inspired by a YouTuber, Glock19. I'm sure everyone has heard of him. He has a dribble build that is like 6'9". I actually asked you guys in a poll on my channel, like, what's the height to be if I want to get some dunks? Because I want to dunk. Last year, I made my Vince Carter build that had like a 94 driving dunk or whatever it was for Hall of Fame posterizer or gold or whatever it was. And it was so much fun to 5 out and dunk. So I wanted to try it again. I would have made this build. This is kind of like my LeBron build, I called it, but not as much passes that, you know, I would need. But yeah, you put 5 cat breakers here for posterizer on gold. We would have our post control up so we can get unpluckable, and plus a 96 post controls would be cracked. And then 5 here for 92 perimeter. Pretty fast, pretty strong for a 6'9 build. I would have to really figure out the dribble moves here with an 80 ball handle and 68 speed with ball, but this was going to be a build that I would try in the 2s. This would have been a build that me and my duo partner would be just switching everything, and it would have been nasty. I really wish I did try this out. Just never really had the chance to come around to it. I would rather make that 6'2 guard build just because I've been a guard pretty much all year. For the last 2 years, so I feel like I'm getting a good handle on it. I don't really feel like learning how to dribble on a big old build like this, but maybe in 2K26 they bring back the 6'9", 6'8" demigod builds and we can try to run it back. But yeah, these are the builds I really wish I tried out. There's not really a center build that I wanted to try out because I have my inside build that is just the ultimate team player, 98 pass, 99 board and strength. And then I had my stretch 5 that there's not really much I would change with it that would feel much different than another stretch. That's the thing. These are builds that I either needed for Pro-Am, wanted to try because I had so much fun on 6'6s this year. It was just so much fun. Or just wanted to try something new, like one of these couple builds here. So let me know what you think about these builds in the comments below. Again, some of these like were more comp, some of these were more fun, like the 5'9". Like I don't think that build's great, but definitely be a lot of fun to try out. So let me know what you think about these builds in the comments below. Again, thank you very much for the support recently. We're on the road to 3,100 subs, I guess, or maybe 3,500. Sub up if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.